Hey everyone, if you'd like to try out Filmora and start creating amazing videos, check the link in my description. That's where you can download Filmora directly. Don't miss it. Welcome. Here I'll be working with 6 pictures as displayed. I started by going to the drawing tool and selecting the line tool. Next, I drew a horizontal line on the screen, then extended it on the timeline to 15 seconds. I clicked on the line, then went up to set the scale to 85. After that, I entered 15.77 for the X position and 359.94 for the Y position to move it down slightly. Next, I set the rotation to 0 to straighten the line, and finally scrolled down to increase the line size to 10, making it thicker as shown. Next, I went back to the drawing tools and selected the line tool again. This time, I drew a small vertical line on the screen, then extended it on the timeline to match the duration below. I clicked on the line, then went up to adjusted the scale to 10. After that, I set the X position to -804 and the Y position to -280 to move it down slightly. Next, I changed the rotation to -90 to align it vertically, and finally scrolled down to set the line size to 5, making it thicker as shown. Next, I held down the Alt key and dragged the line upward to duplicate it, repeating the process until I had 4 copies as shown. Starting from track 3, I clicked on the first duplicated line, then went up and set the X position to -404, or you can adjust it as you see fit. Next, I clicked on the second line and set the X position to -5. After that, I selected the fourth line and set it to 425. And finally, for the last line, I entered 840 as shown. Now I selected all the lines, right-clicked, and applied a compound clip as shown. Afterward, I deleted all the empty tracks above. Next, I went to the media section, dragged down a picture, and extended it to match the duration below. After that, I clicked on the crop icon above, selected the 1:1 aspect ratio, and then applied it. Now I clicked on the picture and scaled it down to 19. Then, to position it on the middle line, I set the Y position to -118 as shown. Next, I went to Effects and searched for Instant Memo. Then I scrolled down and applied the Instant Memories frame effect to the picture on the timeline as shown. Afterward, I held down the Alt key and dragged the picture upward to duplicate it 4 times as shown. Starting from the second picture, I went to Media, held down the Alt key, and dragged in another picture to replace the one on the timeline as shown. From the second picture, I clicked on it and went up to set the X position to -802 to reposition it on the line. For the third picture, I set the X position to -409. For the fourth picture, I clicked then went up to enter 425 in position X, and for the fifth picture, I typed 839 to reposition it as well. Afterward, I selected all the pictures, right-clicked, and applied a compound clip as shown. Next, I moved the compound clip up, then went to Media to drag down a background picture and extended it to match the duration above. After that, I went to Effects, searched for Dark Vibe 06, and applied it. So, I clicked on the compound clip, scaled it up to 180, then set the Y position to 290, and the X position to 425 to reposition it, making sure the first picture was centered as shown. Next, I went up to apply a keyframe to the position. Then I moved the playhead to 2 seconds and added another position keyframe. After that, I moved the playhead 2 frames forward and applied another keyframe to position. Now, I moved the playhead to 4 seconds, then dragged the second picture to the center by adjusting the X position, as shown. Now, I moved the playhead 2 frames forward and applied a position keyframe. Then I moved the playhead to 6 seconds, added another position keyframe, and adjusted the X position to drag the third picture to the center, as shown. Again, I moved the playhead 2 frames forward and applied a position keyframe. Then I moved the playhead to 8 seconds, added another position keyframe, and adjusted the X position to bring the fourth picture to the center, as shown. For the last picture, I moved the playhead 2 frames forward and added a position keyframe. Then I moved the playhead to 11 seconds and adjusted the X position to drag the final picture to the center, as shown. Next, I clicked on the graph panel icon on the clip, selected all the keyframes for position X, then right-clicked, then select Bezier curve to add an ease-out animation. After that, I again clicked the graph icon to minimize it, then I previewed the result. Lastly, I went to Effects, searched for Historical Timeline Overlays 005, dragged it down and extended it to match the duration below. Afterward, I went to Stickers, searched for History, then moved the playhead to the last keyframe point. I dragged down the sticker, resized it as shown, scaled it down to 50, and set the X position to 567 to reposition it to the right side. Finally, I previewed the project. Thanks for watching. The template link for this tutorial and the download link for Filmora are in the description. Have a beautiful day. Hey everyone, if you'd like to try out Filmora and start creating amazing videos, check the link in my description. That's where you can download Filmora directly. Don't miss it.